Hey everyone, it's Celebrate Truth. I'm Robbie Davidson. Have you ever thought of taking a vacation in space? Well, this is the science fiction of the day. The Guardian has put out an article talking about that they plan to offer zero gravity living for $792,000 a night. That's right. For just under $800,000 a night, you too can have a vacation in space, be on a nice floating hotel. I mean, this is just getting ridiculous. I have touched on this over the last couple of years on the levels that these people will go, talking about all their different aspirations of space and what they're going to do, and they keep prolonging it continually, continually. We've seen this over and over again. This is getting crazy. But I wanted to go through the Guardian. I'm going to touch on a couple of other things. Chris Hadfield recently talked about basically saying that you shouldn't debate with flat earthers because, who would want to wrestle with a pig? So basically, he equates us with pigs. I'll also getting into another video that I posted recently on Moon Express. A lot of the aspirations they have about going to the moon and the plans that they have to do. It just gets more and more ridiculous. They keep pumping these lies out, and yet people are believing it because people are actually signing up for these trips. So let's get into it here. A Houston-based company said this week it plans to open the first luxury hotel in space by late 2021. That's right, 2021. That's not far away. It's only a couple of years. Now, how many of you right now listening live think this is going to happen in 2021? I mean, we had like SpaceX. We've got Virgin Galactic. I mean, they were talking in 2003 about sending people to the moon and on trips. And then they said, oh, sorry, no, now it's 2004. Oh, no, 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 now we're going to do it in 2006, and then 2008, then 2010, then 2012, then 2014, and on it goes. This is what they do continually. I don't know. I'm getting tired of it, but let's continue. Orion Span's compact Aurora Station, a 35-foot by 14 feet in interior, will be comparable to that of the Gulfstream jet, the company said. It's projected to accommodate 4 travelers and 2 crew members for 12-day stays 200 miles above the Earth. Guests will be charged $9.5 million each. Just under $10 million. What a steal of a deal. Steal is the key word. Or about $800,000 a night. Refundable deposits of $80,000 can now be made. Get on it. Get signing up. I'll tell you, $80,000 deposit, and you are ready to go. Only going to cost you $9.5 million. The founder, Frank Bunger, described his own company as a serial entrepreneurial and technology startup executive, told Bloomberg. We want to get people into space because it's the final frontier for our civilization. In a press release, Orion Span said it would take what was historically a 24-month training regimen to prepare travelers to visit a space station and streamline it to 3 months at a fraction of the cost. Customers would subsequently understand basic spaceflight, orbital mechanics, and life in pressurized environments in space, the company said. The company said travelers would then enjoy the exhilaration of zero gravity, gaze at the northern and southern aurora through the many windows, soar over their hometowns, take part in research experiments such as growing food while in orbit, which they can take home for the ultimate souvenir. That's right, take your food home with you. Just take it in a to-go container. Revel in a virtual reality experience on the holodeck. Virtual reality, keyword. Holodeck, another keyword. And stay in touch or live stream with their loved ones back home via speed wireless internet access. High-speed wireless, that's right. You've got high-speed wireless internet access 200 miles into the sky, and yet we have a hard time with it here on Earth. Even a few, dozen meters away, it cuts out. But yet they'll have you believe that they've got Wi-Fi connection to supposed vacations in space coming in the next couple of years. They would also be treated as a hero's welcome home. Oh, you get a nice big red carpet and you get treated into this wonderful facade. Look at this. So basically here you go. You can watch TV here. You can scoot around here. I don't know where the bathroom is, but maybe it's in here. Who knows? But here's where you can do some somersaults. And you can go down there to the holodeck, I guess. It's just absolutely silly, and yet they continue on with this continually. But a spokesperson told Bloomberg the company was assessing potential funding sources, but would not disclose how much it wants to raise. That's right. These guys are raising millions and billions of dollars, and yet they continually push things back. They say they're going to go, and away they go, and they don't do a thing. SpaceX, Last year, the SpaceX founder Elon Musk said his company planned to send 2 private citizens on a trip around the moon. The pair had paid a significant deposit. I'll bet you they paid a significant deposit. And it said last year, Elon Musk said the company planned to send 2 private citizens. We'll see if that even happens. Then we got Jeff Bezos from Amazon and the Virgin entrepreneurial Richard Branson. Aims to give tourists short rides to the edge of space 60 miles up. Apparently, Tom Hanks, Leonardo DiCaprio, Katy Perry, they've all kind of signed up to take the $250,000 ride. But again, they keep pouring in all of this money for complete nonsense. I mean, they're not going to the moon. They haven't been to the moon. And yet this is what we continually see. And yet they say we're silly for even doubting them. How can this be? Who knows? I mean, you got Chris Hadfield. Wanted to throw this up. This was interesting. If people haven't seen the recent thing on Chris Hadfield, he basically goes so far as to talk about in here the average person. There appears to be a growing number of people who believe somehow that the world is actually flat and that we are being lied to by world governments. Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield had actually been to space and has seen that the world is round, but it's unfazed by these so-called flat earthers. He flatly, pun intended, denies a global conspiracy and says that perhaps the best way to deal with such willful ignorance is just to ignore it. After all, he posits, if you wrestle with a pig, the best you can be is a pig wrestler. That's right. He equated us with pigs and said, don't wrestle with pigs. Flat earthers are ignorant. And he continues on with this in a little bit of this here. Check this out and we'll go into this a little bit and you can maybe see what you think of this.
And if someone decides to put forward some stupid idea that is patently false, like if somebody says, the sky is orange, you can have an argument about it if you want, but it's obviously not true. So there's really no point in even engaging in conversation. Or if somebody says the world is flat, it's patently untrue.
So he goes into this and then he kind of continues on here at the end, basically saying that we're pigs.
So I want to do better than that. So just because somebody says something, no matter how big their megaphone is, facts, and be deliberately stupid about them, then I think they've discounted themselves from rational conversation. So I don't bother. If you wrestle with a pig, the best you can be is a pig wrestler.
So there you go, talking about being a pig wrestler. That's right. Chris Hadfield doesn't want to engage in the conversation and get into why we're making all of this fuss about all of these things. But again, this is the tactic that they say. Don't engage. Let's not bring science into it. Let's just call names and ignore these idiots, right? We constantly see this time and time again. I'm getting sick and tired of it. But again, we see it all the time. Whether it's luxury hotel stays in the next couple of years, that will never happen. This will just be completely a falsehood. You got him, basically, Chris here, talking about flat Earth, the astronaut's guide to flat Earth theory. Again, it's really, really silly. It's really, really sad. But I don't know if the people that saw recently the video I did with Moon Express. But Moon Express basically was a company among many other companies that were racing to get to the moon in 2017. December 31st, 2017, Google Lunar X Prize. It was actually $30 million was awarded to who got to the moon first. Well, nobody got to the moon, which I find interesting. Not one, but yet they keep saying all these things are going to get there. Well, anyways, I did the video. This was the video I did on YouTube called Wait, Moon Express failed its lunar landing in 2017. All right, so I'm going to go into this. I'm going to let you guys hear it. It's interesting to say the least. I think you'll enjoy it. If you haven't seen it, maybe you've seen it already. But again, I'm going to go into the shocking news after the video plays. So enjoy, and we'll get right to it.
Hi, you've reached Moon Express, and this is Bob Richards. You called at a time when we're really busy trying to get to the moon, so please leave a message, and somebody will get back to you as soon as we can. Bye now.
Space is going to be the next big industry.
I suppose your company is getting me closer to the day when I might find myself on the moon.
Moon
Sorry about that. I actually had it on mute. I'm going to go through this, what I actually had said here. I talked about this. You obviously heard this, but I talked about basically that Moon Express had actually replied. Hey, Robbie, we didn't attempt a lunar landing in 2017. We're still working towards launching our maiden mission. Any dates mentioned for our maiden flights have been plans, not certainties. They are dependent on many factors, including financing. We're a commercial company financed by private investors, not NASA or any other government agencies. By failure, you seem to be implying that not launching before the expiry of the Google Lunar X Prize means we've failed. That's not true. As we've explained in all interviews, although we participated in the GLXP, our business can precedes the competition. Our business case precedes the competition, and we were not founded to win a prize, and we have not been driven by it or dependent on winning it. We'd be happy to host you and your family anytime at our Cape Canaveral and NASA KSC facilities to meet the team and see our operations firsthand. Feel free to contact us. Feel free to contact us at info@moonexpress.com. I thought it was pretty funny that Moon Express actually reached out to the video. Now, the video, if you haven't seen it, you have to check it out. Like I said, it gets into a lot of different things, but again, it's a major cut. I mean, it's called Wait, Moon Express failed its lunar landing in 2017. So you can see in the interview that clearly we're very optimistic and said, oh yeah, we're going to be there by 2017, 2018, no problem. I also had done another video, which I thought was really funny when you get into that. Do you have audio? I'm sure you got audio now. Audio was on mute, but I have it up now. Sorry about that. But anyways, we're getting into more moon disasters. You've got this one here, cell phone moon landing hoax, LTE lunar network to launch 2018. So this is a video I put out in August. And it's another company that basically are saying that they are going to put a cell phone tower, an LTE phone tower, on the moon. If you haven't checked this video out, you got to check it out. I'll put the links in the description and you can check them out later if you haven't seen these videos, but they're absolutely hysterical. This one I had a lot of fun with putting it together. It's about 13 minutes. A lot of people get a good laugh out of this one. But they're going to put an LTE phone tower on the moon. That's right, on the moon. And they say it's going to happen, I think it was the end of 2018. So I gave them up until December 31st, 2018. Does anyone here think that they're going to have an LTE cell phone tower on the moon at the end of this year? If anyone actually thinks that, this is going to be pretty surprising to find out if they actually think that this is the case. But no, it's not going to happen, nor will it happen. It has never happened, and yet they keep this facade going, especially when it comes to the moon. They'll go up to the Mars. They'll do other things. That's what they're going to do now. They're going to continue to go off. We're going to go to Mars, they say. Mars is the next frontier. We're going to colonize it. We're going to put, different things in place. But the question is, really, why are they choosing to discount the moon so much now? NASA, it's like NASA's passing on the torch to like all these quote unquote private space agencies. That's strange, really strange if you actually think about it. Can you believe that basically NASA is like, no, we don't need to do the moon? And then you've got Russia and you've got China and you've got all these different other countries. Again, it's one massive deception. And so many people have been sucked into the space lie. And especially with these space agencies continuing to do this. I mean, it was a piece of cake in the 60s and 70s. We went to the moon, no problem. And yet it's almost been 50 years, and no one has been there? I mean, not just the US, Russia, China, any other country in the world? No, we can't. What about the first woman on the moon? I always say this, right? What about the first black man on the moon? I mean, you would think that basically the racism concerns would be there. You think the women's feminist movements would be marching up to NASA and demanding the first woman. All of these things, but yet they're sitting there flying around in their little ISS, in their khakis and their permed hair. And they're fine, saying that we're doing research and we're getting all the data so that one day, hopefully, we can go to the moon and Mars and beyond. I mean, this is their quotes, not mine. It's silly. It's absolutely silly. So I had to do a video on the space because, again, they're coming out constantly with all this stuff when it comes to space, nonstop, whether it's the moon, whether it's Mars. And when you're getting into like this, hotels, zero gravity living for $800,000 a night. And, it's not like, in the distant future, as far as, 5, 10, 20 years. No, it's in like a couple of years. It's in 2021, they're saying. But it's the same thing with the cell phone tower. They said they'll have on the moon to basically make cell phone calls to the Earth in the end of this year, at the end of this year. Does anyone in their right mind believe this? I mean, how do people believe this? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So I'm floored. I'm amazed at all of this stuff that's going on, whether it's, going on a vacation in space and paying this exorbitant amount of money to go. Unbelievable. You got Chris Hadfield calling us a bunch of pigs. I mean, you've got, the X Prize from Google that no one won, and yet they're all competing to get to the moon. They're telling us these stories. But the main narrative now is Mars. They continue to push the Mars narrative. And again, we can get into that in another video with Elon Musk and Elon, and I've done a video on that as well. If you type in Elon Mars at my channel, you will see videos I've done on that. But there's some interesting connections when it comes to Elon, when it comes to science fiction, and I believe this is all part of the deception to make people believe that we definitely have the capacity and that we're actually going to leave, quote unquote, this planet and live on Mars. I mean, as Christians, let's get into eschatology. Regardless where you stand on that, think about the logic behind that. If all of a sudden there are civilizations or we were able to live on other planets, how does that work? How does that work for the end times? How does that work with Satan being sent to Earth? Right? How does it, you get into anything where everyone on Earth, the world's ways. Well, if you're on another planet, you can't be operating under the world's ways. Satan's governing this world, this Earth, not Pluto or Mars. These are the wandering stars. This is just a massive deception. But the idea that we can go and have civilizations and we can, populate and we can build bases and start living on these other, rocks in space, all science fiction, all nonsense. It's time to actually wake up. Honestly, look at the Bible. Clearly, it shows the massive deception that's going to be in the end times. We're seeing it continually when it comes to evolution, when it comes to the Big Bang narrative with the heliocentric construct, with the Earth, the fact that there is no curve. The fact is we're not moving, just like the Bible says, that we're fixed, stationary, firm. This is truly how God created us. He created us as the pinnacle, and that everything was created for us. And he doesn't need light sources that are 1,000,000 times bigger than the object he's trying to light. This is just inefficiency. This is just wrong on all extents. The idea that is ever expanding universe of trillions and trillions of light years, again, nothing but science fiction. But it's deeper than just science fiction. We can laugh at it, but we don't laugh when we understand the spiritual dimensions behind this. This is something really insidious, satanic, and evil at its core. And many people are being led astray, especially when it comes to scientism. The lies of scientism start at such an early age, right from when you're in the crib with the solar system mobile spinning around in the crib, till when all of a sudden you're in kindergarten or grade 1, you're spinning that globe. But really what that truly tells you is that you're an accident. You're not unique. You're not special. And truly the Bible teaches the complete opposite, that you are special, you are unique. But not only us, this Earth. This Earth is unique because it was the pivotal point of everything that would be put in place for it. We have to start understanding that from a biblical perspective, but also people are waking up even without a biblical perspective. They're seeing the lies of the world, scientism, NASA, these space agencies, so many lies, so much deception. But one by one, we're waking many people up to the grand deception. So I wanted to just run to the chat room, say hi to a few people before I sign off. But again, I wanted to kind of just do this because, like I said, I've been compiling quite a few things lately as far as the lies when it comes to space. But again, they're just pumping these things out continually. Vacations now in the next couple of years. Not to mention that it's going to cost, 9.5 million. But again, it's completely silly. So let's go to the chat and say hello to a couple of you here. And before I sign off for tonight, I wanted to do this video. And like I said, after I sign off here, give it 5 minutes and the regular 24/7 live stream will be back up and running. But I wanted to come and say hi and do the video real quick. So, hey, Monty, thanks so much for joining. Hey, Jacob. Hey, Brian. Good to see you. Awesome, Nathan. Blessings to you, man. It's awesome to see you. Hello, Hawaii kind, Hawaiian kind. Good that you joined. Hey, Joe, how are things? Mark's joined up here with us. Dawn's here. We've got Downhill. Let's see what we got here. Hey, Brian, how you doing? Yeah, sorry about the audio there. I had it on mute. Like I said, I'm just new to this. I'm trying all these things out, and I definitely will put a note on that one to make sure that I unmute after I put a video on. But sorry about that, but shouldn't happen in the future. But we learn as we go. No one's perfect, but we can only get better. See who else is here. Hey, Boneyard, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hey, how you doing, Jackie? Good to see you as well. Yeah, blessings to every one of you. I know you guys have really been here for a long time. Hey, Ryan, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the support. Hey, Eric, what's up with you, man? Glad to have you here tonight. We're getting into all of the deceptions of the world, especially when it comes to scientism and NASA, SpaceX, Virgin Galactic, and then all these clown private enterprises that are springing up, like the ones that are wanting to take us to space for a vacation in a space hotel. I mean, come on, space hotel? Let's go, really. All right. It's like, wow, you want to make some serious money? Start selling land on the moon, or start, giving trips to space. Thank you so much, Brian. Really appreciate the super chat. Hey, yeah, the baby is on the way. My wife is getting very close. It probably be in the next 2-3 days, maybe sooner. Appreciate it so much. Thanks. Yeah, I'm really excited. It's my first baby boy, and like I said, today is the actual due date. So Sunday, and we'll see. Could be even tonight, could be tomorrow, but it's coming real quick, and I'm really excited. Like I said, I was the last in my family tree. So the Davidsons actually end with me. If you actually look at the family tree, it ends with me. So I just was praying and saying, God, do you want to continue the line on or not? And I guess God had plans to continue it on. So I'm really excited. Like I said, I've got 2 daughters, and this will be my first son, and I'm really excited. So yeah, he's going to be born in the next couple of days. Whatever week, I'm not sure. Like I said, whenever he wants to come out, but my wife really wants him to come out right away because, like I said, she's starting to get in quite a bit of pain here and really uncomfortable. And we'll pray for the best. But I appreciate your prayers and your support. Thank you so much. It's an exciting time for my family, and we're really excited about the new edition coming very soon. Hey, Joe, nice to see you. Hey, London, awesome. Thank you so much. Jesus is the only Savior. Welcome, man. And yeah, you're totally right. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through him. That's Celebrate Truth in a nutshell. When I created the channel 3 years ago, Celebrate Truth was all about celebrating him. He is the truth. So anytime we are searching for the truth, we can find the truth in him. And like I say to a lot of people, it's worth researching, I'll tell you, because either Jesus was a lunatic, he was a liar, or he truly is Lord. He is the Son of God. He is who he said he is, and we can rely on that. It comes down to believing in him, believing in the Bible. And like I said, I came from a very skeptical background where I thought the Bible was nonsense for many years of my life. I would constantly ridicule Christians. I was terrible. I mean, maybe not to the extent of like Saul in the Bible, but I was really terrible to Christians. I thought they were ridiculous. How could they believe in such a fairy tale book? And I'll tell you, God transformed my life. He changed my life, and only God can really change a life. Someone that absolutely is out like that. Hey, Mr. Nobody, thanks for subscribing. It's awesome. And yeah, sorry, what is it? Yeah, so Yahweh, I can't pronounce the name fully, but you know who I'm talking about. How you doing? I know you're there, brother. Thank you so much for joining. Sometimes I don't want to say that, but you'll have to see downhill what's happening. It's going to be exciting. So anyways, if there's any other things, I'll go through here real quick, and then I'll sign off and I'll let you get back to the regular scheduled 24/7 stream. Going to be adding a lot more videos. Hey, Dylan, thanks so much. I really appreciate your support if you're still here. I'm just going back to see if I missed anyone. I want to make sure that I say hi to as many of you as possible. I really appreciate all of you with your support and just being a faithful subscriber to the channel. And just sticking by and with your prayers and support. It all means so much to me. It really, truly does. I don't have enough opportunities to tell you exactly how much you all mean to me. But I said this channel wouldn't be here if it wasn't without you. So thank you so much. Thanks for everything. So I really appreciate it. I really appreciate everything. So got lots of stuff planned. Like I said, after baby's born, I got some stuff planned to change things up here at Celebrate Truth. I'm going to be doing more live streams. I'm going to be getting some guests on, possibly Rob Skiba, possibly some other really interesting people on, and we're going to have some really good biblical flat Earth discussions. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. So check out Mark Sargent's interview. Yeah, I actually was just watching Mark Sargent, or I was listening to Mark Sargent a couple of nights ago on one of his latest debates that he did. But yeah, I'm a huge fan. He's a great guy. And again, he's searching for truth and try to piece it all together. But I think that we should definitely lift Mark up in prayer. He's constantly attacked. He's probably one of the biggest bullseyes out there for no good reason. If you ever get the chance, the opportunity to meet him or Patricia or these people that, you hear people are calling them shills and horrible names, I always say, listen, man, get on the phone, have a conversation or sit down, and look eye to eye and have a good discussion. But these are great people. They're really putting their neck out there, their reputations. Their names get dragged through the mud, and they're definitely great. But we need to pray for them. So it's great. But yeah, Pastor Dean, obviously, yeah, we're going to have some great stuff with him coming up as well too. He's doing a lot more amazing stuff when it comes to flat Earth and the firmament and biblical cosmology. And I'm excited to include so many more of my brothers that I've got to know. It was an awesome experience to meet all of them for Scientism Exposed 2. When I was shooting that film last year, it was amazing to be able to meet with Rob Skiba and Dean Odell and Zen Garcia and Rick Hummer, and the list goes on. I mean, Jared Cressman, but even Aaron Judkins and Dr. Aaron Judkins, the archaeologist, Joe Taylor, the paleontologist I got to interview for the movie. It was great when I was flying around, meeting these people and sitting down with them and really getting to know who they are and what they're about. And they truly are brothers in Christ, all of them. And I'm so privileged and honored that they could be a part of Scientism Exposed 2. When I started with Scientism Exposed, I knew that the series would include more people and there'd be more insight. And really, God blessed it all the way through. He brought people together, and it was absolutely incredible to see everything happen the way it happened with Scientism Exposed 2. It was absolutely incredible. It was really, really awesome. So I've got some things planned. I'm actually I've been working for a while, but hopefully this year I'll be releasing my first book. And I think you're really going to be excited. It's kind of a combination of everything I've done. And I think it's going to be really exciting for a lot of people. And it should be a really great resource. So I'm excited about that. I've never written a book. This will be my first book. I've mainly done, videos and movies and films and stuff like that. But like I said, I wanted to get a book out. So I'm working on that. Obviously, my new baby boy coming right away. And that's going to be really exciting. New addition to the family. And then I've got quite a few conferences planned. I'll be in the UK for the Flat Earth Convention UK at the end of this month. So I think April 26th, 25th, 26th, 27th. So I'm flying to London, which is cool because I've never been to the UK. So anyone listening to this broadcast, and you're in London or UK or you're close to Birmingham, I think it's in I'm not sure. Yeah, it's close to Birmingham there. It'd be awesome because, like I said, I've never been to the UK and I'd love to meet a few people out there. So if you're in the UK or you know someone, get the word out. I will be there, and I will be going to London for a couple of days after that conference. As well, in August, I've got the Flat Earth International Conference Canada that I'm putting on here in Edmonton, Alberta. Really excited. If you are in Canada or you know someone, get the word out. It's going to be an amazing conference. Got Rob Skiba. We got a lot of other great people that are coming. The Controversy 7, we've got some people that are from this channel on the 24/7 stream, as well as some other new special guests. So I'll be doing that in the beginning of August, 9th and 10th in Edmonton, Alberta, the Flat Earth International Conference Canada. Then right after, I'll be doing Take on the World in Ohio, which is a biblical cosmology and all other different topics, which is really going to be exciting. That's in Ohio. That's in the end of August. And then after that, it's going to be Skyfall 2018, which is in October, which is in Alabama. Pastor Dean is putting on a biblical cosmology / prophecy conference in his city. So it'll be close to the church. I think they're close to picking the venue out. But again, it's called Skyfall 2018. I will be there, and there are a lot of really amazing Christian speakers. That will be 100% Christian. It's going to be a great time. It's in Alabama, Skyfall 2018. Pastor Dean and his church, Fire and Grace Church, are putting it on. And then after that will be the big Flat Earth International Conference USA in Denver, Colorado, and that will be November 15th and 16th. I'll be there. Hopefully I can meet you. I would love to have you come out, meet. It's a great time. It's absolutely awesome to see the way God moves at the conference, and just honestly how he's using this as a catalyst for the gospel. Many people are opening the Bible for the first time in their life when they come to learn the lies of this world with NASA and scientism. And it's exciting. It's exciting for God to put me into those positions where he wants me to be. And like I said, just to see the impact and just see the incredible power of the gospel. And while it's not Christian, the Flat Earth International Conferences aren't Christian conferences. They're secular conferences, but there's a tremendous amount of potential when it comes to the gospel being clearly presented, like last year with Pastor Dean Odell, but also with this year, things that are going to be planned. And again, everyone's welcome. So whether you're Christian or not, come on out. It's going to be an awesome time. Flat Earth International Conference, you can go to fe2018.com and you can learn about any of the conferences I put on, or go to my website, celebratetruth.org, and that's where you'll find out more about me, my information, my DVDs, and anything else you'd like to know. And also, I want to say a big thanks to all my patrons. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. It really, really helps with the support, each one of you. If you're not familiar, you can go to patreon.com/celebratetruth. The links are in the description, but like I said, for as low as $1 a month, you can help support and you get early access to my videos and the other perks. And I really appreciate it. Like I said, everything I do on Celebrate Truth, I do for everyone for free. Again, the Patreons help keep things going and allow me to do this full time. So I appreciate it. And, you're a real blessing. But I'm going to sign off now. Thank you so much. Blessings to you all. Honestly, we're all in this fight together. We need prayers. We need to come together in unity in Christ, because greater is he that is in us than he who is in the world. And honestly, this is just the beginning. Let's pray for God's strength, for his leadership, and we're going to continue on. We're going to continue on, and God is going to do huge things through us. So while sometimes it can get discouraging, I'll tell you, it's all going to be worth it. Blessings to you. Take care.